What's going on? I'm coming back at you again. I'm going to talk about a couple of things. Pretty much two or three things that are really bugging me right now. Um, for any of you out there that know that you have issues, do not wait years and years and years and years to try and do something about it, because you'll end up at the point that I am, where it's 100 times harder to make any progress because you've spent a lifetime with the wrong ideas and the wrong way of doing things. Because it's bad enough that we're already inherently different because of the fact that bipolar and borderline personality disorder people, our brains function differently. It's a given. There is no rhyme, there is no reason, there is no way to control it. And when you add in a life like mine where I am completely different in the way that everything functions because of the fact that all the crap I was put through. So basically, I'm sitting here with 39 years of doing everything the wrong way, and adding in on top of that the fact that my brain is completely screwed up just from the way I was born. So I'm caught behind two 8 balls coming at me from two different directions. Which brings me to my next point. When you finally do go and decide to get help, be prepared for the fact that the vast majority of people look at us and they think that we're okay. They think that all you've got to do is just suck it up and change your attitude, change the way you want, the way you think. It's not that simple. It is not that simple. Because all someone has to do is walk up to me and say the wrong thing, look at me the wrong way. The wind can blow the wrong way, and I'm often running on a tangent. Just because I don't know why. So, first and foremost, be prepared that the vast majority of society is going to look at you and say there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Pick yourself up and go do what you've got to do. Because, over the last couple years, I went from somewhat functional to a complete and absolute frickin' basket case. I've gotten to the point where I have a very difficult time dealing with people because I do not have the patience to even think about dealing with people. I was sitting at the clinic to do my med clinic on Friday, and this group of people were so loud, so obnoxious that I was basically ready to just get up and slap the shit out of each and every one of them, or tell them to shut the fuck up. I'm sitting there fucking freaking out in my head, hoping that they will call me into the back room because I can feel it coming, and I didn't know how long I could keep my tongue bit and just sit there and stare forward without freaking out. And I couldn't get out of that room fast enough, and it was, it's, any other person, you'd have sat there and looked at it and went, whatever. And here I am, I'm sitting there ready to frickin' declare the Third World War over some people that are just being fucking idiots. Doesn't have to be anything to set me off. And now you add in the fact that I have had frickin' massive anxiety attacks just going out and dealing with people when I'm out of my comfort zone now. And the other thing is even some of the people that I used to be comfortable dealing with, I dread the idea of even seeing them. Which kind of brings me to the next point. Do not expect an easy path in being able to deal with the people that you expect to care for you. Because I've been going to my therapy for about a month and a half, 2 months shy of a year. And I hate to say it, but I don't feel like I've done anything. I feel like I'm getting worse. Even with having had my meds. My meds, when I actually have them, slow my issues down, but they have not stopped them. And I've just got so much to deal with because it's basically been told to me that the bipolar can definitely be controlled with meds. It takes time and getting the right balance. But the borderline personality disorders, it basically hinges upon lots of counseling. And unfortunately, I feel the place that I'm going to, I just don't seem to be getting the level of counseling that I should be getting. And it is very difficult to deal with that. Because I know a large portion of what's going on in my head has to deal with stuff that happened to me 30 years ago. You know, it's just, I've spent a lifetime battling demons that are locked off in my freaking closet, and it just makes everything harder. So I don't wish the nightmare I've lived on anybody, but I sure as hell wish that a few of the people that I know could spend a night, a day, a week going through what I have to go through in here. Because without understanding what I deal with, you just have no clue. The last good night's sleep I've had's been close to 2 years ago now. And what I mean by that is the last good night that I slept without being drunk, high, medication, or anything, close to 2 years ago. Not this last Thanksgiving, but the Thanksgiving before that. And that person has made it a point to do everything they can to not be a part of my life. Even though they are a permanent fixture in my life, whether they want to admit it or not. Because that was the last time I had a good night's sleep without having anything chemically altering my brain. Nowadays it takes getting drunk, getting high, the Seroquel that I'm prescribed that knocks me out. And it's not like frickin' lightweight frickin' Tylenol PM really does much. It's not like I can go get the frickin' sleepy time tea because it'll work once in a while. But when I'm on one of my super frickin' hardcore freak out modes, nothing's putting me down unless it's frickin' potent. I mean, most of the time, I'm functioning off of a couple of hours of sleep. Because I cannot take my Seroquel living in this car. So what do I do? You know. Can't sleep right, can't eat right. My life is a hand grenade waiting to go off because it's already there. I have very few comforts. One of the few things that I am thankful for is a lot of friends that have helped keep me in liquid. I win a lot of contests to keep my nicotine habit taken care of, because I've had to give up every other addiction, and at this point I would probably have an aneurysm without nicotine, just for the simple fact that every time I get stressed out in my life since I started smoking when I was 17, the first thing I would go for was nicotine or alcohol or a drug. because, being honest, it's a hell of a lot easier to get high or get drunk than it is to fucking deal with your problems. Especially when you think you have your problems handled and your brain creates problems that you didn't even know were there. You know, I spent most of last week cycling between pissed off and hurt. Just a whole thing of depressed. Pissed off and hurt and depressed. Pissed off, hurt, and depressed. And then I basically spent all of yesterday livid, and I still say rightfully so. Because the way that I am being treated by a couple of people is, it's just absolutely asinine that it is what it is. So, my rant for the day. If you think that you have issues, you think that you're bipolar, you think that you're borderline personality disorder, you think that you're schizophrenic, whatever the hell it is you think you are, go get checked. Because it's better to go get checked and find out that you're not than when you do what I've done, because of the fact that, it's hilarious because even to this day my mother does not believe that I've been prior diagnosed, as a kid with an issue. I was ADHD, the hyperactive shit. And then in my 20s, I was again diagnosed manic depressive, which is basically what bipolar is now. And at this point, I am 100% legally, clinically diagnosed bipolar 1 and borderline personality disorder, and clinically diagnosed as nicotine dependent. I could pull out my frickin' records and show it to you. But people don't want to believe that there's something going on in here that just basically has me swirling in the head, freaking lost, and no idea which way is up and which way is down. So, don't let it build up. Don't hesitate. Do what you have to do. There is absolutely no reason for anybody to suffer the way that I do. And for all you regular people out there that may happen to watch this, stop and think before you start telling people that have conditions and issues to just suck it up and soldier on, because it's not that frickin' simple. It really isn't. When your brain chemistry is completely out of whack as compared to normal people, there is no way in hell that you're going to be able to just do exactly what you're thinking of suck it up and soldier on, because there is a million different things going on that are causing all the various different things. And until you've had to deal with what we have to deal with, you will never understand. Never. So that's that. Till next time.